What if I told you that your brain, right now, today, is literally working against your success? Not because you're weak, not because you're lazy, but because your brain was scientifically designed to keep you exactly where you are, safe, familiar, stuck. And what if I also told you that there is a proven, step-by-step method to completely rewire that brain, to delete the negative patterns, destroy the limiting beliefs, and program yourself for the success you have always wanted? Stay with me for the next 15 minutes, because what you are about to hear will change the way you see your mind. Forever. My name is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I am a neuroscientist, researcher, and New York Times best-selling author. I have spent decades studying the relationship between the brain, the body, and human transformation. I have worked with thousands of people around the world, people who were told they could never change, never heal, never succeed, and I watched them rewrite their biology. Today, I want to give you the exact science and the exact tools to do the same thing. Not motivation, not inspiration, real, actionable neuroscience that you can apply starting today. Let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand is this. Your brain is not interested in your success. Your brain is interested in your survival. Every single day, approximately 95% of who you are is running on autopilot. Automatic thoughts, automatic behaviors, automatic emotional reactions, all of it happening below your conscious awareness. That 95% was largely programmed before the age of 35, and most of it was shaped by your environment, your experiences, your failures, and your fears. So when you wake up every morning and think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, and make the same choices, you are not living your life. You are replaying a program. Here is the science behind it. Every thought you think fires a specific set of neurons in your brain. When you think the same thought repeatedly, those neurons wire together permanently. Neuroscientists call this Hebbian learning. Neurons that fire together, wire together. This means your negative thoughts are not just passing feelings. They are hardwired neural pathways, deeply carved roads that your brain travels automatically every single day. And here is what makes it even harder to escape. Every thought produces a chemical emotion in your body. When you think a negative thought, your body releases stress chemicals, cortisol, adrenaline, and your body becomes addicted to those chemicals. Yes, addicted. Your body literally craves the familiar emotional state, even when that state is anxiety, fear, or self-doubt, because familiar feels safe to the brain. This is why people stay in bad situations. This is why people self-sabotage. This is why change feels so uncomfortable, because your body is chemically withdrawing from its addiction to the familiar. But here is the most important thing I want you to hear today. The brain is not fixed. It is plastic. It can be changed. It can be rewired. And you have the power to do it. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to form new neural connections throughout life. This is not a theory. This is one of the most well-documented discoveries in modern neuroscience. What this means for you is revolutionary. It means that no matter how long you have been thinking negatively, no matter how deeply those patterns are carved into your brain, you can create new pathways. You can literally grow a new mind. But here is where most people go wrong. They try to change their thinking while staying in the exact same emotional state. They read books about positivity while feeling anxious. They write goals while feeling unworthy. They say affirmations while their body is vibrating with doubt. And it does not work, because the body is the subconscious mind. You cannot think your way into a new life. You have to feel your way into it. Let me give you a simple but powerful example. Imagine you are trying to build confidence. You stand in front of the mirror and say, "I am confident." But inside you feel small, nervous, afraid. Your brain does not believe you. Your body does not believe you. But what if, before you said those words, you closed your eyes, took a deep breath, and recalled a moment in your life when you felt genuinely powerful, when you achieved something, when someone believed in you? You sit in that memory. You feel it in your chest. You let that feeling expand. Now, when you say, "I am confident," your body and your brain are aligned. and that is when rewiring actually begins. This is the difference between information and transformation. Information changes what you know. Transformation changes what you are. Now let me give you the most powerful tool I teach, and it costs nothing. It only requires your time and your intention. There is a specific window of time every single morning, the first 20 to 30 minutes after you wake up, where your brain is in a deeply suggestible state. In this window, your brain waves are operating in alpha and theta, the same frequencies used in deep hypnosis. In this state, the analytical, critical mind is not fully awake yet. The guard is down, and whatever you feed your mind in this window goes directly into the subconscious. Most people waste this window. They reach for their phone, they check notifications, they scroll through news and social media, flooding their subconscious mind with comparison, fear, and anxiety before the day has even begun. And then they wonder why they feel behind, overwhelmed, and negative before 9 a.m. Here is what I want you to do instead. The moment you wake up, before you touch your phone, before you speak to anyone, spend 20 minutes doing this. First, lie still and become aware of your body. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Let your nervous system shift from survival mode into creation mode. Second, in your mind, clearly define the person you want to become today, not what you want to have, who you want to be. What qualities do you want to embody? Courage, clarity, discipline, gratitude. Third, feel those qualities as if they already exist inside you right now. This is the critical step. Do not visualize the future. Feel the present version of yourself that already has these qualities. When you do this consistently, every single morning, you are literally injecting new programming directly into your subconscious mind during its most receptive state. This is not magic. This is neuroscience. Now let's talk about the negative thoughts themselves, because rewiring only works if you also learn to interrupt the old patterns. Here is something most people do not know. A thought only has power when you give it your attention and your emotional energy. The moment you observe a thought without reacting to it, its power begins to dissolve. I teach a technique called the observation interrupt, and it works like this. The next time a negative thought enters your mind, a fear, a self-doubt, a worst-case scenario, I want you to pause and do 3 things. Step 1, name it. Say to yourself, that is a thought. That is not reality. That is a pattern my brain has been running. By naming it, you step out of it. You become the observer instead of the participant. Step 2, breathe into it. Take 1 slow, deep breath directly into the feeling the thought created in your body. Do not resist it. Resistance amplifies emotion. Breath dissolves it. Step 3, redirect with a question. Instead of fighting the negative thought, ask yourself this question. Who do I choose to be right now? Not how do I get rid of this feeling, because that keeps you focused on the problem. Who do I choose to be? Shifts your identity. Practice this technique every day, and within 30 days you will notice a dramatic shift. The negative thoughts will still come. That is normal, that is human. But their grip on you will loosen, their frequency will reduce, and your ability to return to your chosen state will strengthen. Now I want to teach you the exact visualization formula I use with the most high-performing people in the world. Most people visualize wrong. They see images of success like a movie playing in front of them. They watch themselves achieving things from the outside, and it feels good for a moment, but it does not change the brain. True programming visualization requires 3 specific elements. Element 1, first-person immersion. You must see your successful future through your own eyes, not watching yourself, but being yourself. Standing in the boardroom, holding the contract, feeling the ground under your feet. This activates the same neural networks as actually living the experience. Element 2, sensory detail. The more senses you engage, the deeper the programming. What do you hear in that future moment? What do you smell? What does the air feel like? What is the texture of what you are holding? The brain cannot fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Element 3, emotional elevation. This is the most important element. You must feel the elevated emotion of that future moment, gratitude, pride, joy, love, before it has happened in reality. This elevated emotion is the signal that tells your brain, this is real, encode this, code. When you combine first-person immersion, sensory detail, and emotional elevation, you create an experience so real that your brain begins to fire and wire as if it has already happened. And here is the incredible result of that. Your brain begins to look for evidence in your daily life that matches the new program. Opportunities you would have missed before suddenly become visible. Decisions that once felt terrifying start to feel natural. Your behavior begins to shift automatically because your identity has shifted first. You have the morning window. Now, let me give you the evening bookend, the evening reset. Just as the first moments of your day are neurologically powerful, so are the last moments before sleep. As you drift toward sleep, your brain returns to that alpha-theta state, deeply receptive and open. Most people end their day by replaying everything that went wrong, every mistake, every embarrassment, every worry about tomorrow, and they fall asleep with that emotional signature, programming their subconscious with failure and fear. I want you to do the opposite. Before you sleep, spend 5 minutes doing this. Ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1. What did I do today that aligned with who I am becoming? Even if it was small, even if it was just one moment of patience, one moment of courage, one moment of kindness, find it. Feel grateful for it. Question 2. What would I do differently tomorrow? Not with judgment, with curiosity. You are not punishing yourself. You are updating your program. Question 3. What am I looking forward to creating tomorrow? See it briefly. Feel it fully. Let that positive emotional anticipation be the last thing your nervous system experiences before sleep. Your subconscious mind will work on this all night. You will wake up with more clarity, more motivation, and a brain that is already oriented toward the positive. I want to be completely honest with you about something. None of what I have shared today works as a one-time event. Rewiring the brain is not a weekend project. It is a daily practice, and the results are not always visible in the first week or even the first month. But here is what I have seen happen. Consistently, reliably, across thousands of people, when someone commits to this practice for 60 to 90 days. In the first 2 weeks, the practice feels forced, uncomfortable. The old thoughts are loud. The new feelings feel fake. This is normal. This is the resistance of an old identity protecting itself. By week 4, something shifts. The morning practice starts to feel natural. The negative thoughts lose some of their urgency. Small but meaningful changes begin to appear in daily behavior. By week 8, the transformation becomes visible to others. Energy increases. Opportunities begin to appear. Relationships improve because the person showing up in the world is fundamentally different. And by the 90-day mark, the new neural pathways are strong. The new identity is no longer something you practice. It is something you are. This is not a promise. This is a pattern I have observed thousands of times. The only variable is your commitment. Let me bring everything together for you. Your brain is not your enemy. It is simply running the program it was given. And the most empowering truth in all of neuroscience is this: you can give it a new program. Use the morning window, those first 20 minutes, to define and feel the person you are becoming. Use the observation interrupt to disarm negative thoughts before they hijack your day. Use the visualization formula, immersion, sensory detail, emotional elevation, to program your future self into your present brain. Use the evening reset to close each day with intention and plant seeds of success into your sleeping mind. And show up every day, not perfectly, consistently. Because the gap between who you are today and who you are capable of becoming is not filled with talent. It is not filled with luck. It is filled with daily, deliberate, conscious choices about what you allow your mind to dwell on. You are not stuck. You are simply running an old program. And today, right now, you have everything you need to begin writing a new one. Thank you for being here. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and I will see you in the next one.